Let's hop in. 232. Full screen. Seungyak Hugh? I feel like I've heard that name before. Wait a minute. It's too soon for you to be getting along like old colleagues. So, real quick, and I'm just throwing this out there because we're seeing that the individuals in the 73rd Demon Realm are watching B Hyung's channel. So I don't know if they've been watching it this whole time, or they just tuned into it because of the whole 73rd Demon King Dark Castle plotline that was happening. But I don't know. It's just like he's running around saying he's Seungyak. We know that people in this realm has been watching it, so I would think they would know his name. They would be able to see him. They wouldn't be able to I don't know. There's just certain things. Unless excuse me. Unless Dokja's face is still blurry to them. But I think we had talked about that last week or 2 weeks ago. I don't know if Dokja's face is still blurry to people. Is that still something that's happening just because of the fourth wall? So I remember that where them watching the stream back, they wouldn't be able to like look at the stream and be like, "Oh, you're him." But he's like Dokja right now is saying he's Seungyak. And if they've been watching the stream, then they would know that that's Seungyak. Unless they're just like, there's a bunch of Seungyaks. But for it to be like, this is Seungyak Yu and that's Seungyak Yu. I don't know. It's just one of those things where I'm like, somebody would have to be like, wait a minute. But nobody yet. I think the closest we got was Heyo being like, that's not you. And Dokja's like, you're right, it's not me. But Dokja didn't then say that that's me, pointing to the other person on the screen. So I just wonder if like someone's going to be like, you're definitely not him. Someone else besides Heyo. But all right, wait a minute. It's too soon for you to be getting along like old colleagues. Why should we believe that you're the Guardian? What? You think I'm the Duke's snitch? I believe you. I know you're the Guardian. Shocked. Congrats on joining the Revolutionary Army. No, wait a minute. He came to us right after I declared myself the Revolutionary. If he were an informant for the Duke, he wouldn't have been able to respond so quickly. Because the last revolutionary scenario was 30 years ago? Okay, that adds some context. I definitely asked a while. At this point, it's been a while, like, about the whole, like, the titles pass and they always are on like a constant flux of changing. So, interesting. 30 years ago. That may be true, but it's also not enough proof. Fair, but I'm positive he's the Guardian. Just as I knew that you were the magic engineer of Lindbergh. Yeah. Now that I think of it, you already knew that when we first met. And that Aslan's real name is Heyo Zhang, and he was born on Earth. Hey! You can't leak someone's privacy just like that. Does that mean you're able to see people's attribute information? As much as I need to. That's quite a rare skill you have. Anyway, I'm relieved the situation doesn't seem entirely hopeless. I'd say it's full of hope. I guess that makes us the fake Revolutionary Army. Fake? What do you mean? Oh yeah, now they have to be like, I'm not actually the revolutionary. What? I'm not actually the revolutionary. You definitely put your life on the line for someone that was posing. You're not the revolutionary? This is absurd. A fake revolutionary. A pitiful guardian, a civil council chair, and a foolish kid? You think this is child's play? Come on, a foolish kid. That's going too far, Mark. Stop fighting. What happened has already happened. We have to worry about what's next. So do you have some sort of plan? Mr. Fake Revolutionary? First, I need to change my face. Face of a Casanova who died during intercourse. Goodness gracious. What are we gonna look like? I'm curious. Fake Revolutionary Part 3. There's no... Hold on. Keep going. Hey, Han. What is it? It seems like you weren't always demonic. So might I ask where you're from? A place called Earth. Earth? Well, I've heard of that planet. Yeah, it's gotten famous recently. You must have been quite well known there for you to receive the god of wrath and lust's blessing. Oh, okay. What were you? A swordmaster or an archmage? Something like that. What then? Department head of a major... Oh! 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 My brain finally clicked. Oh! I'm like, last chapter, I'm like, am I supposed to know who this is? The department head of a major company. Let me pull up an image. Oh. Actually, I don't know if I have a picture of him. Oh, snap. Do I have images of him? Yeah. I think that's about the only image I got of him. I think so. Wow. Long time no see. And Dokja just thought about him too. This was chapter 21 that he ended up getting cursed by that demon king. Chapter 21. I don't remember the last time we see him, but this is the only image I have of him. Ha ha ha. I want to say, what was his name? Was his name Kim as well? I forgot. Wow. Funny enough, he looks cooler like this than he did before. He looks cooler like this than he did before. Mr. Han. I would have never remembered his surname? No. Given name. Whatever. I don't know. Continuing. A major company? What's that? Well, if I had to explain it, I suppose it's like a nebula. Does that mean you're a constellation? It's just an analogy, but you could say it's a similar position. Wow, so you are quite a powerful being. Man is a lion. Man is a lion. What's going on there? Good thing Dokja's gonna put on a different face. Because if he were to run into Dokja, would he notice that was Dokja? That's a good question. Very interesting. And would he specifically notice that was Dokja? Interesting. Interesting. All right. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, a noble. Can't you tell by looking? We're blocking the road. Who ordered you to do this? It was an order from the council chair. For the time being, nobles won't be allowed to enter the citizens area. What nonsense! What right does the council chair have to do this? Take down the barricade this instant. If you don't, I'll tear you apart right now. If you're that confident, go ahead and try. I was going to say they have confidence because the revolutionary exists so that they can be a little bit bolder. You're acting out just because some revolutionary appeared? You don't think we can kill him? Seeing what happened yesterday, it looks like you can't. Are these bastards going on strike? What's that? It's when workers don't do their job and just goof around. Yeah, it's something like that. I see. I happen to be an expert at this, so leave it to me. This kind of thing happens when workers don't know their place. I feel like because of the nature of his character, I need him to reestablish himself as something I should be wary or afraid of. Because right now, even though he looks different, he might have some power, he's demonic. He was an office worker. So it's like I'm going to need him to... I need him to reestablish himself if I should be worried. Like what they did with what was the name of the that demon that we got introduced to at the start of the Dark Castle? Oh my goodness. Why is this Asensio stuck in my head? The red demon dude that Dokja ended up like bodying like rather quickly. Like whenever he ran across him. Like his story was the story of like he had a genocidal story or something like that. Why can't I remember his name? That is crazy. Hold on. I feel like... I'm looking to see if I have an image of him. I would assume I do. When would that have been? That was so long ago. I thought I would have had a picture of him. So here's some curious stuff. Asuka, Young Sun, Dokja, Huan, Dionysus, Goryo, Tentasio. This guy, insect genocide. There we go. Tentasio, like the story went through like a couple of chapters where they like built up Tentasio, and it's like, oh, this Tentasio dude's pretty interesting, and then got like got offed by Dokja like rather quickly, and that didn't bother me. So I feel like I would need the story to like do something akin to that for Han, for me to be like, oh, this guy's gonna be a thorn in our side, because he's a joke to me. That's how I view him. That's how I remember him. So I need him to reestablish himself. Let me continue. I fixed it the best I could. But it doesn't look very different. Why are the features so indistinct? I think it's pretty good. By the way, are you sure you should be so carefree? Am I being stupid? Like this just looks like Dokja to me. But I wonder if him putting the face on means that people can actually see his face. Yeah, it's the joke is he has a bland face. But I was wondering, like, is he like, were we gonna pull another one of these? Like, were we gonna pull this again? I'm not gonna. Like, were we gonna try to pull? I can't believe I pulled that up like that. Pull that again, where we kind of make ourselves look like Jungyak. Like, were we gonna try to do that again? But no, it kind of just looks like Dokja. But I wonder, because he's putting this face on, will people actually see his face, or will it still be like that weird thing? Like, his face is blurry, or I don't really remember his face. I wonder if people actually look at him and be like, oh, And I wonder if this is going to now work against him because Mr. Han knows what Dokja looks like. Because he would have known Dokja before the fall. So if Dokja's walking around with his face that's not like being altered, he'd be like Dokja and not Zheng-Yak. I wonder. By the way, are you sure you should be so carefree? It's almost the second night. The executioners will come back. It's fine until tonight. Mark won't suddenly become their target, right? A guardian can't save their own life. Nobody should know. No one besides us knows he's the guardian, so it's not a problem. And like nobody should know that Mark's the guardian unless he's running around saying it, or the spy was like around. Ali, the night is coming. The second night has fallen. I love the art in this series, man. It's the revolutionary. You're currently under the Guardian's protection. And here they're pulling up. They're all pulling up. They meant in a square. Who is the revolutionary? I am. You are the revolutionary. But the one who will die tonight. Wait, there's no way. They're already using this strategy? So they're just slaughtering people. The one who will die tonight isn't the revel. Come on, bro. I'm tired of this, son. These chapters is too damn fast. Chapters are too damn fast. Granted, there was a YouTube series that showed that even altering your face slightly can make you almost unrecognizable to people. Yeah, this chapter's going way too quick, man. Dog, it's been a half an hour, and I babbled for 10 minutes. We read this in 20 minutes, and I was babbling all throughout it. But this is the second time, and very recently, where Dokja has had an idea of what's going on, or what will happen, or what's to come. And he kind of gets tossed a curveball. I want to say the first time where it was like really apparent that it was really apparent that he got thrown a curveball was the first time was whenever he was like trying to get over on all the constellations, and they kind of like was like, yeah, we really don't mess with you like that, and he got screwed. But the first one that I felt like was a huge one where it felt like the story was deviating and not Dokja just being confident was whenever I forget what scenario it was, but with Nirvana. And Dokja's like, they had like this endless horde happening, and Dokja's like, I don't remember this ever happening before. And it's like, noted. And the Nirvana stuff happening scenarios sooner than it should have happened. It's like, interesting. And then we get to, oh my goodness, I want to say there's something else. It was the Nirvana stuff. It's this too. A lot of what's going on right now, he's been like, this is a little different. This is a little different. Where it's like, they're not having the same reaction that I thought they would have had. And now he's like, dog, they're pulling out this tactic. It's night 2. They shouldn't be using this tactic yet. But now they're just running around just slaughtering people. And I do wonder, like, if unchecked, would they accidentally kill the revolutionary? But if I'm the revolutionary, why the hell would I be outside? If I never wanted to do anything, there's no reason I would be outside. I'd be tucked away somewhere. Why would I even be in the vicinity of the fake revolutionary if I was truly afraid and never wanted to do anything? Unless I was trying to grow confident, maybe, and it was like, I don't know. At that point, I try to find the fake revolutionary. But then it's just like, Heyo, I don't know. I don't know. I think 2 chapters came out during the holiday. Last few unofficial have been normal. Okay. So this would have been like what? 2 months ago? Okay. In this case, I think Han being there might be the reason things are changing. Possibly. There's a lot of individuals. I do wonder like how the story would be different if if Namun was still alive. Because I know that Namun supporting Constellation is someone else's supporting Constellation that he would have had. But Namun was like a huge player like deep into the series for Shenyang, right? Like he was a deep player, like deep into, he was a wild character. So like him not being around is interesting. Then you have Mr. Han who's around and wasn't around before. But then you also have Dokja essentially taking Shenyang's spot. So now it feels like it's weird. It's this weird thing where a lot of the things that Shenyang should be doing, Sooyoung has it. Okay. Abyssal Black Flame Dragon or Abyssal Black Dragon. Forgive me. But a lot of the things that Shenyang should have done, or a lot of the abilities he should have, or a lot of the story beats he should have gone through, Dokja has kind of taken them. Like Dokja should have the way he should have learned the way of the whim. He should have almost a lot of the things that Dokja has, Shenyang should have. He's kind of getting like portions of it, but it's like in roundabout. It's in different ways is he getting his thing. So it's throwing stuff off. It's not going to be exactly the same. Like all of this stuff was supposed to be done by Shenyang and not Dokja. So it's interesting to say the least. So the executioners are just running around slaughtering people now. Start knocking people off. Well, now that I think about it, let me run back to the last chapter, just so I can get to that panel where it showed all of the different titles that exist. Right here. So it's the Guardian. You need a fighter. You need a spy. So it was 4 total. It's the Revolutionary, the Guardian, the fighter, and the spy. I do think that the fighter is going to show up in the next chapter or two, because things are getting crazy. You have all of the executioners out here, they're wilding out now. Like they're just going to start killing random people. So it would make sense now for the fighter to show up and be like, we're not going to let that happen too much. And then they have to then get brought into the fold. I do wonder what then happens when we run into the real revolutionary. If the revolutionary isn't someone that we have already like met or is already in our party, like if it's not, like if Eileen isn't the revolutionary for whatever reason, and if Heyo isn't the revolutionary for whatever reason, I wonder what's gonna happen if we meet the revolutionary, or if the revolutionary decides to reveal themselves. How will that go? What will Dokja's plan be? Will his plan to continue be will his plan continue to be let's speed blitz and let's get this done before the 30-day time limit, because that's how long he has for his self-proclaimed revolutionary for his hidden scenario. He has 30 days to complete it, to kill the revolutionary. So will he try to speed blitz it and achieve what he needs to achieve before it's over? Or will he knock off the revolutionary or the revolutionary? I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a chill guy, just vibing while Dokja's doing his job for him. Yeah. I do wonder. I do think the fighter's going to show up, though. I think the fighter's going to show up. I think a cool way, like, next chapter, people start dying and then the fighter, like, steps in. I think the spy will be revealed. I think a cool way for the spy to be revealed is if the spy catches someone and outs them to them. Like, let's say for for ha-has, Mark actually isn't the Guardian. So the thing that Eileen brought up, like that issue of like, what if he's just faking? What if he's a spy? It would be interesting if the spy outs Mark as being the spy for the industrial complex, and then the real Guardian like reveals themselves. Like the real Guardian and the spy were working together, outed Mark, and then revealed themselves to Dokja, and then they find out that he's not the real revolutionary either. I wonder if it could be something like that. Maybe, who knows? I don't know. I have no idea. But I could see it being something like that. I do think the fighter should show up in the next chapter or two, because it'll still be, to me it would be crazy if all these executioners are running around here unchecked, just killing people, and the fighter just is sitting back and not doing anything. That would be kind of wild. And then, like, let's say night 2 happens, fighter doesn't do anything, fighter reveals themselves after night 2. My first question would be like, dog, why didn't you do anything last night? Like, what the hell? You just watch those people die for what? You could have stopped that. So I would hope that the fighter, seeing what everybody would think is the revolutionary, knowing that the Guardian then protected the revolutionary, the other two would be more reluctant to come forward. I would say the spy should be the most cautious. The spy and the Guardian should be the most cautious, because you don't want the executioners or anybody from the industrial complex to figure out that you're the spy. But and you don't want them to find out you're the Guardian either, because the Guardian can't protect themselves. So I feel like the fighter should be able to take care of themselves. That's just a baseless assumption due to the title of their name. But I wonder. I want it to be cool. I think it will be cool. The series has never not been cool. The series has never not been cool. I'm tired. I feel it. 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 I feel it.